Hey, there we go. All right, let's see how this goes. Put this over here, like this, because it's hard for me to record a video when I can't see my face a little bit. It screws me up significantly, but it's fine. Totally fine. All right, let's see. That works. That works. Sort of, I guess. All right, and back to Noveler. Sort of kick over in the corner like this. I guess it'd make more sense to do it this way and have the stream be small and down here. Does that make more sense? That makes more sense, I think. Show-stopping number with Emma front and center. A kick line is inevitable. Alright, anyways. Safe in the Dark. Currently in the middle of version 5 of its rewrite. Version 5 of the most current rewrite. Because, like, if we're talking total revisions, you've got the original fanfiction version, the original non-fanfiction version, the first rewrite of those two, 3 more rewrites of the... I can count 3 more rewrites of the non-fanfiction version pre-2014. The one that came after GIA, so the 2014 rewrite, those years where I didn't touch it, and then I've gone through 2 other rewrites since this one. So that makes this technically number 11, I guess. You think I should stop writing this book at this point? Have we reached that point? It's whatever, it's fine. Totally fine. Well, all right, I don't know how to, this is an interesting, see, the thing about this is I never stream through YouTube. I almost always use, oh, there we go. I almost always use YouNow, but YouNow's been broken lately, so here we are. Video. Add a video from the web. Can I do this? Does this work like this? I'm live on YouTube, I guess. Reading and chatting something. Also, like singing. Anyways, so version 5. I started out rewriting the first couple chapters of Alex because I tried to get those down pretty solid. And the opening one I'm really happy with at this point. So, and I posted this already, is her getting attacked in the alleyway because it's immediately into action. It's immediately something is happening, and it immediately develops this kind of, I don't know, maybe it's only me. It immediately helps me develop sort of an attachment to her as a character because something is happening to her, and it very clearly calls back to like past trauma. So I have like 2 actual chapters, and then the chapter, like the transition chapter of her meeting Jesse and Jesse being like, hey, you should live with us because I have no personal boundaries. And her actually moving into the house is always really fuzzy and hard for me to write, and it always has been because The thing is, I started off writing this as, hey, you don't have a choice in the matter. You're going to come live with us in this rundown freaking house because we're a bunch of creepy ass goddamn vampires. We've moved on from that, but, it doesn't ever really leave. And then I have, obviously, the chapter written where she kills her parents because I need that to be written, and I'm really happy with how it turned out this time. I don't know. It's really nice. And by nice, I mean it just flows really, really nicely. And then I have Daniel's first chapter written, which is just horrifying. Amalthea is horrifying, and someday I will give her a name that isn't the last unicorn's name, but you know what? For now, the ghostly white shit's gonna stick to being called the last unicorn. I'll get there eventually. And I've got like half of Jesse's first chapter, which is a combination of he's drunk, he's verging on suicidal, and then Daniel comes along. He's like, "Oh, I may be too drunk to have this conversation right now," and "Oh, you just killed a man," and "Okay, this is happening." All right. I was writing a different Jesse chapter though, because I was dealing with the bullshit with his parents when Sarah goes missing. There was a person here for a second. That was weird. I'm gonna be really nervous now. I don't know why I did that. It's fine. So, Jesse, in the middle of, his sister getting kidnapped on Halloween, as children have done, this is actually interesting. Not interesting, it was terrible. They did find the girl, but not relevant writing. Anyways, after Sarah goes missing, and he originally is going to stay for another week and a half that he had been going to stay with his parents, and then fly back to California. But he really can't, he came out there solely to visit his sister because she missed him, and he was pretty sure he wasn't going to be around a whole lot longer. So he came out there to visit Sarah, and now Sarah's gone, and his parents are awful, which is probably why he and Alex get along. Like, it's really weird. When I first wrote this story, these people were not the people they are today. Well, I mean, Daniel was completely goddamn different and an asshole. Jesse was kind of just there, and there was Kyle, who doesn't exist anymore, because he was even more just there. He was literally like maybe 6 lines of dialogue total, not a lot else. Eric was less of an asshole, but I like Eric much better now because he actually serves a purpose instead of being a creepy sort of love interest thing. I don't know. I didn't know how to write when I was doing this the first time. Anyways, Jesse asks Daniel to come and get him because he can't deal with being around his parents after his sister goes missing. He can't deal with them freaking out about that and being generally terrible people to him at the same time. But Daniel shows up and decides, fuck your parents. And basically insinuates that they're in a relationship, even though at the time they're not. It's I'm in love with this whole stupid scene. I love it so much. And it's really one of the moments where Daniel's actual personality now comes out. But in the moment for him, it's like one of the first times that he's actually, felt feelings in forever, because he's so used to, all of the people I cared about are dead, and it's partly my fault. Fuck. I need to write Isaac's first chapter again. I don't know if I want to start Isaac's as as the before chapter, as when he was like a little kid, or if I want to start at post Alex attacking him. Holy shit, my father and my uncle weren't crazy. That wasn't some fever dream I had as a child. Monsters are real, send help. I haven't decided yet. I might start with that one just because I really love writing the interaction of Isaac and Carrie being like, what do you mean you don't want to go to the hospital? You almost died. And Isaac just being like, nope, 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 no hospital. You can fix this. I'm going home after. And then writing the BSI chapters and other things. And I originally promised somebody on Wattpad that I would rewrite the fan fiction version, but I really don't think I can do that at this point. It's not gonna go well at all if I try to do that, because David will not be the same. I can probably still get him if I try, but the problem is David's personality is so separate at this point that like trying to reach for that sadistic, egotistical fuckwad is not going to be easy. Kind of like why I don't write the Master anymore, even though that's more based in me only being able to associate that space with people that I don't talk to anymore, and it makes me really depressed. It's fine. Oh yeah, and I was gonna illustrate Major Arcana for this. I have all of my notes on that. I haven't looked through my old copies of this shit in forever. I'm so glad I decided Sarah wasn't dead. I love when I decide people aren't dead. Dead people are just like, it was unnecessary for her to die. So, you know what? She's not gonna be dead. It's a show-stopping number with Oh, that was weird. Sorry. With Emma front and center, a kick line is inevitable. If you couldn't tell, I've been watching The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals lately. Oh my god, Dice Born. Jenna, no, enough. Alright. So, I also really need to work on a collection of slights again, which is the working title for the Whip Unnamed tag, in which Dahlia Eldridge attempts to sell her soul with a handful of daisies and some well-used chalk. The witchcraft thing. The witchcraft thing came about because I found my compendiums of the sweep books, and I reread them, and I went, wow, I want to do that better. Not that, like, I don't know. The way she portrays Wicca, just as somebody who's not even Wiccan, it's annoying. Like blood witches and the specific clans and the weird, stupid love triangle and all of it's bad. It's bad. I've been doing that a lot lately. I have developed a bit of a stutter. It's interesting. Not great, but it's okay. It is a thing that's happening. We're gonna keep on. So yeah, Dahlia Eldridge is a character that's like the name I've had for a while. Dahlia, usually called Dolly, originally was a D&D NPC that I made. Is still a D&D NPC that I have. She's a half-orc dancer in a gay bar, which is amazing. So she paints her tusks She does these really delicate, pretty designs on her tusks. I'm a half-orc baby. Anyways, Dahlia Eldridge in this setting is the perfect epitome of a Christian daughter. Except, she practices witchcraft in the woods with her friends. And later in the attic, also still with her friends. The new room. So the house basically that I picture her growing up in is based on my grandparents' house, which does have this room called the new room, or like the extra room, because it was added onto the house like years later, and it's always cold because the heat doesn't run in there. There's a wood stove in there, but it doesn't function because uh the chimney is full of that thing that chimneys get full of. I'm rambling. I got some writing done, but I'm rambling. Wish I had people to play D&D with. Alright, V5. Also, I like that I changed it. This was something that I kind of agonized over, was changing her first meeting from being Jesse to being Daniel, because it occurred to me that Jesse would not have had the self-restraint to not immediately go, "You should live with us," instead of on the street. Whereas Daniel would have been more of a, "You look like you're freezing to death. Take this. Goodbye." And then if it had happened continually, he may have been like, "Okay, let's maybe not let this child live in the snow." But as soon as Jesse sees her in his coat, he's like, "What's happening here? I don't really understand." So it gives him a little bit of pause and actually gives him a chance to be like, "Okay, let me talk to you for a minute before I immediately open my house to you." Not only that, but like, where did they get the money for this? Excellent question. Side note, Jesse runs a webcomic with Moira. Moira does the art. Jesse writes the story. Jesse doesn't like to take much of the credit for it because he's just like, "I'm basically just transcribing our lives. So Moira's the one with talent. Fuck me. She's the good one." And it's true. Although he's not a terrible writer. Oof. Man, I sympathize with Jesse's relationship with his father. Jesse's relationship with his father is a lot of the things that are terrible about my relationship with my father. Boy, oh boy. I came to realize that Jesse has a lot more sprawling emotional issues than I originally thought. Like, when I first went to rewrite this part of him, it was... he turned out to be a lot more damaged than expected. There's just so much going on. Emma, I'm sorry you lost your way. What if I told you a story? How the world became peaceful and just. It's inevitable, inevitable. Join us and I, join us and I, join us and I. All you gotta do is Join us and die. It's actually oddly fitting for this. Huh. Join us and die. Join us and die. There's also a line in one of them. I don't know. The guy who's in like musicals has been like a whole lot of inspiration for me lately. Because whenever new music hits me, I write way more. Like the first time I listened to the new Muse album, I was like, okay, every single song on here is Daniel. Every single goddamn song. But especially Thought Contagion. And Algorithm too, actually. But specifically the alternate reality version, because I like that one better. But no, there's a line in Let It Out. And I know it's a singular voice, Paul. You just got to give up the choice and let it out, let it out, let it out. Yeah, that one. That's really good. That is me sitting here writing Amalthea manipulating Daniel into murder over and over and over again. God, he feels like shit for that whole thing. And I mean, like, yeah, it was terrible. Those were some terrible things that he did. Did he want to do them? No. Should he have probably just let her kill him? Yes. But, you know, it's not how life went. I really don't know why she didn't kill him either. Like, after... So after Leah and whoever the fuck that other kid was, I don't know, Ellis created some more vampires. And Malthea was a little bit pissed because, you know, she's not... This is her thing. And that's dangerous. Don't encroach on her authority. It's not the word I want, but that's as close as I'm getting. Don't encroach on her authority. And so when she sets up for Ellis and Leah and Carter, oh shit, Carter, and that other boy to get killed, Daniel is supposed to die with them. And Eric's not, because Eric is, you know, a bloodthirsty little shit who stuck himself in Thea's pocket as soon as he realized, oh, I'm safe here. It's very, here I am speaking in theater references again, but it's very Apex Predator. Yeah. So Daniel was supposed to die with them, but he didn't. And so he ran off and started going up the West Coast. And Thea followed him for a little bit. But eventually she stopped. Because he said basically either fuck off or kill me, and she fucked off. Until Eric showed up forever ago later. When he comes to scare the shit out of Alex. Like, no reason to, like that chapter is definitely Amalthea telling Eric to scare Daniel, and Eric going, okay, and taking Alex and being like, hey, rampant murder and bloodshed of children. And by children, I mean like people aged 14 to 17. Because Eric's an asshole. The weird thing about that scene is because it came about not because I needed it plot-wise, but because I really, really missed having the San Francisco scene, and there was definitely some lack of there was a lack of that sort of pointless, shattering dread. I don't know. The San Francisco scene had a really specific feel, and the Eric scene has the same feel, and I really wanted to keep that somewhere because otherwise there's not really a conflict over the morality of the whole thing because Moira and Jesse and Daniel are all really pretty tame in terms of like vampirism, I guess. I don't know. Moira, I think, is the most specific because she generally targets like actual criminals. And then Jesse and Daniel are kind of just like, is the bread moldy? Where are my glasses? Is it really, or is that just a tag on the side? Oh, it's just a tag on the side. Thank God. I literally just bought that. I am too poor to buy more bread. It's a lie. I can buy more bread. I am poor, though. It's fine. Anyways, I needed the more animalistic vision of, because I missed the vision of Daniel's not even blonde anymore, but with his hair soaked fucking red and just Alex being so incredibly broken and numb to the whole thing that she's just sitting there wishing not to exist in that moment. It's so good. I love it so much. The Eric scene is literally one of my favorite scenes in the whole freaking book. Have I posted it? I should get on that if I haven't. Hang on a minute. Tiredbard. Tag. Character F. Baby. Chrono. Let's see. Just let it out. 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 Quick bonus character things. Jesse's fucking gay. Alex in the bottle. I haven't posted the Eric snip, have I? Interesting. I swore I had. Maybe it wasn't under Alex. Oh, no, because that's the end of that. Fencing, dancing, pointless things, church, rundown. When after shit hits the fan, Alex in the bottle, Mimi. Life from Death, The Why. Yeah, I haven't. Interesting. I will have to rewrite that and get on posting that because, yeah, I need to do that. Interesting. Maybe I'll do that now, actually. Maybe that's what I will write instead of this. Where would that fall? If murder is 15 and this is all just speculation, then so murder, pre-murder, almost killing Isaac again, aftermath, Eric. So probably 10. Alex. The way I'm doing these chapters this time is like really annoying, but it's hopefully going to be a little bit more organized than the last time, in which I just wrote streams and streams of writing and then sometimes started a new chapter. Because, like, my chapter names for the other one currently run as "It begins." Subchapter "A Welcome Change," subchapter "Homeward," new chapter part 1-ish, which runs up until her discussing her parents with Jesse, subchapter subalt, subchapter extra subalt may be real, subchapter Daniel, subchapter Jesse, subchapter Moira, subchapter Thea, subchapter Isaac childhood, and then Isaac beginning. New chapter Daniel's plan, subchapter Alex's brain being mean. New chapter mix-ins, new chapter more Isaac bullshit, I guess, subchapter offshoots, which is where the church one goes. And another church one that I don't think I ever posted, which was her in a confessional. Had to look up, like, the actual dialogue of what you're supposed to say to start and finish a confessional. That was weird. New chapter Eric, subchapter Red Cross, which covers the aftermath of Eric prior to them getting back to the house. So covers Eric confronting Daniel and Moira being like, Daniel, step back, and then shooting the fuck out of Eric. And then calling Madeleine and taking care of the bodies and bringing Kate home and contacting Isaac and being like, hey, you don't happen to have any of your blood left lying around, do you? Which also is there's another subchapter that goes in there, but I didn't do it at the time because this section is a mess. That's why I started the new rewrite, because I didn't have the brain power to just pull everything apart and reorder it. So it's just like, I might as well just rewrite it. It'll come out better anyway. New chapter, the vamp out bit, which is pretty self-explanatory. Although it goes a little bit further than the one I currently have, because it covers previous and in the middle, and then the night after, where she feeds off of Daniel, and then Daniel telling her about himself. But I'm going into, that's changing, because I'm going more into each of their backstories beforehand. New chapter After, which covers her first confronting Isaac down to the kissing? Yeah. Oh, no, there's fucking there. Which might come out, because honestly, Alex has been, like, aside from the immediate post-change where her body's like, hey, you're alive, all the things, give me all the things. After that, like, she's pretty solidly asexual, like, before and after. Like, with the exception of that one little portion, she is solidly, at the very least, just a-spec, but Cuddlebug. Telling Jesse to fuck off, basically. Isaac freaking out about blood. And about maybe going, vampirism might not be so bad. And then going, wait, what the f am I thinking? Subchapter, Moira shit, which is, Blackwood, if you ask me if trans people were a thing in the 90s, I will feed your eyeballs to your boyfriend. Subchapter, Bonding shit, which is old and not relevant anymore. That was back when Jesse and Daniel were a bit more on shaky ground. Still good, though. New chapter, Getting Shit Together with Isaac, which I think covers Alex getting staked, Thomas freaking out. Alex getting captured? Question mark. Alex getting captured. Them saving her down to, yeah, okay. Down to bringing her to the house and her waking up. And then telling Jesse he's a cunt. Subchapter Emily, which is pretty self-explanatory. Emily comes back into the picture, and Jesse maybe a little bit has breakdown because you don't usually expect your lover's ex-fiance to come back from the dead from 100 years ago. You really like, how do you prepare for that? So obviously he assumes that Emily's back, so Daniel's gonna say fucking bye to him, when in reality Daniel honestly hasn't been in love with Emily since, the 1920s. Extra subchapter, extra housemates, talking about, that's Isaac and Carrie talking about Isaac's bad ideas. New chapter, Isaac's bad ideas, which is still written in first person, good lord. New chapter, Jesse Mach 2, which is Daniel's confession, which is going to move back in time, so I need to get rid of that first portion. But oh well. Alternation Nation, which is... Which one is this? This is Alex going to Daniel and saying she can't do it, and him going, okay, I believe you, and letting her kill him. Which one is this? Does he... Is this the stake? Okay, so I wrote this one, Alternation Nation, because I can't help but write a goddamn choose your own adventure when I write a book. Is Alex deciding, yeah, I can't do this, and Daniel going, okay. And he dies, and Alex goes back to being human. Because, and he says this earlier, nobody should have to live an existence that they find miserable. So, and I think the one that I kept here is the one where she stakes him, or, well, he kind of stakes himself. They're both holding it, because she can't do it herself. There was another partial rewrite where anyways, there's another partial rewrite where instead of the stake, because Alex can't do it, he just sort of pauses and goes, the sun's still up, isn't it? And he walks her out, and that's the end of it. It's such a heavy scene in both of them. It's so heavy. It came out really nice, though. I'm still kind of proud of it. I'll probably rewrite it again, even though I'm not going to use it. Alternation Mach 2, which is Isaac coming to them and being like, hey, she's dying. I have an idea. Let me try this. And it working. And then she accidentally turns Isaac, which is unfortunate. But he's just like, all right, yeah, yep, I kind of knew this was coming. Which is another one that's not going to get used, but oh well. New chapter, actual new plot shit, I guess, which contains Amalthea having suspectedly killed Madeleine. So Gus and Eden show up, which brings a whole host of questions, because nobody else in the house aside from, well, Daniel and Moira and Jesse all know Gus and Eden and Madeleine. But, there's 3 other people in the house right now who have no idea who these people are, and Gus, bless him, this little 15-year-old Proman kid, it's just like, I've never seen humans living with vampires that weren't like live in lunchboxes. This is amazing. Hi. And Isaac and Carrie are kind of just like, I'm not sure if I should be offended. Hi, you're a child. He's like, yeah, I know. This is weird. Life is weird. Gus is wonderful. And then Amalthea showing up. Horse tranquilizers. Power and crap. And there's this thing where I don't know if it's too convoluted. There's this thing where I want Amalthea to be the one that Isaac's grandmother managed to find and had her turn Liana. I really want that to be a thing, but I honestly don't know if it's too convoluted of a thing for me to include. I don't know if I'm going to keep. Whoa. Come on. I don't know if that's something I'm going to keep. Alex being a martyr. Not that she's going to die. Oh. Anyways, I posted this scene. Where Amalthea tells Daniel not to make her set another example, essentially telling him, you know better than to let me kill all of these people because I've done it before and you don't want it to happen again. And Daniel just goes, yep, you're right, and leaves with her willingly because he wants to protect them. And holy shit, this destroys all of them, kind of, but like heavily Jesse and Moira because they've lived with Daniel for a long time and they're family and it hurts. And I wrote two versions. I did write a version where Amalthea would give him the moment to say goodbye, but it was too much. It was really too much. Later. Oh yeah, Carrie bringing Tom over and being like, hey, you're gonna help me fill the fridge with blood because Isaac needs to stop bleeding himself out for this shit. To which Isaac is like, yeah, okay, I guess that makes sense. And Tom is just like, get me the fuck out of here. I did not sign up to be vampire food. Which, makes it's fine. I understand where Tom is coming from, and I say this as though I'm not the one writing him, so I have to understand where he's coming from, but I understand where he's coming from, because his fucking friends went from, hey, Isaac's gonna teach us how to fight vampires because one attacked him, to, hey, this girl we've been learning this shit with turned out to be a vampire, why aren't we killing her again? Anyone? Jesse and Isaac actually talking for one of the first times ever because Jesse tends to really dislike Isaac because Alex got hurt. It wasn't as big a deal as Jesse took it as, but he's not good at almost losing people. And he knows that he does not cope with it in healthy ways, but does this stop him until later? No. I also wrote this. There's a scene in here. It doesn't really go anywhere. They're just drunk. Cause the three main ones will occasionally buy booze. And it's kind of, and I take this the same way that I take like Time Lords getting drunk. Like, it's kind of a conscious thing. You have to like accept that you're going to get drunk, because otherwise it's not really gonna do anything. Anyways, Jesse goes back from booze to drinking blood, and the fridge is full of Isaac and Carrie and Tom, and because I get tired of describing blood as blood, I give them all unique tastes. Because you're a vampire. You don't want to spend the rest of your life tasting fucking copper and iron and salt and plasma. So usually I stick that as an undertone. Isaac always tastes like tea to me. in my head. In my head, it's always orange and spices. It's like, I don't know if you've ever had bergamot chai, but it's like that. It's literally like somebody took the smell of a warm house in winter, not any warm house, but like my warm house in winter, and like turned that into something edible. And then Carrie, I refer to as tasting like a garden, like fresh peppers and sugar snap peas and stuff like that. I haven't decided on Tom yet. But it's also like a conscious thing. Like if you're not looking for the taste, then it's not going to be there. Uh, anyways, Jesse, drunk, and now drinking Isaac's blood out of like a fucking whiskey glass. Because they're all fucking shit-faced. Just going, you know what? I changed my mind. I like you quite a lot. This is fucking delicious. And Carrie, like, barely awake at the table, going, careful, careful, he's bi, and you're just weird enough to be his type. And Isaac telling her to fuck off. And Alex just being like, I have to agree, but I'm probably biased because she spent like 3 months living off his blood and nothing else. And just being like, yeah, you are absolutely biased, so shut up. And then Moira being like, I like Carrie better because she's like the only one who consistently buys actual human food because she really likes tomatoes and peppers and vegetables and shit. The point of this scene was more that I wrote it so that I could have Alex's main realization of being, am I the only straight person in this house? And Moira and Carrie just being like, welcome to reality. Are you sure you're straight? And doing like the stereotypical, well, you might just be confused. You've got plenty of time to change. The thing that people do to queer people being like, oh, it's a phase, oh, you're confused. But some very tipsy queer people doing it to Alex, who is straight, and just her being like, I'm pretty sure everything's fine. It's fine. Jesse inviting his sister over because he really can't fucking handle the fact that Daniel is probably dead and he needs somebody. So he invites his sister and her kiddos. We're adorable. Meanwhile, Daniel is not dead. Neither is Madeleine, but she'll be heading there quickly if things do not change. Anyways, Isaac and Jesse bonding over mutual idiocy, and Isaac also not thinking that Daniel is dead and confirming to Jesse that no, it's not just that he doesn't want to let go of him, it's that he's probably not actually dead. And some nice platonic cuddling, because I'm a slut for platonic cuddling. And the last bit that I have of that is the beginning of writing Jesse and Daniel's reunion. And then blatant self-indulgence, which is my mess chapter where I throw everything that doesn't really fit anywhere else. So yeah, this is a mess. And that's not even like, that's where the writing is. The very top of this is Jenna's ramblings on character, plot, and the development of Safe in the Dark. Subchapter Tarot Deck. Subchapter Cut Objects, which is 10,000 words that no longer exist. And then subchapter Character Tidbits. Tidbits. Such a weird word. Man, I was gonna write The Lighthouse Keeper. That was a thing. Not anymore. But that's okay. You know? Alright. I think that's about it for this, because I am horrifically tired. Been a long day, and I have started stuttering a lot, so I'm gonna say this is it. So thanks if you came and watched for a bit, and sorry for rambling on and on and on and on. But I did get a little bit of writing done. About 300 words? That's not bad. I have a very, very small goal per day set. I have a 200 word goal per day. because usually if I hit the 200 words, I can get way beyond the 200 words, but the 200 is always something that I can force out. That was a nice little thing to come across on Tumblr, was to set my word goal at, like, that point, um, where I know I can write lots more, and usually if I get that amount out, I will write lots more, so it's a really good. Plus it's small enough that, like, the days where I don't wanna write, I can still get that out. Alright, well, that was mildly productive and kind of nice. Bye-bye.